All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're giving all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ Yahweh Shai. It's Brother Chief Priest Allah Zarbaloy, a.k.a. the Guerrilla Hebrew.
It's the priest aside.
And we got to get these people in this SICARRI water, man. You know, I would abandon this, but I mean, this live, but we got to build this up in the spirit of the Most High. All right. So, it's all right. We're going to get everybody up over here. What's going on? What's going on? Today we're going to go over a little bit of this footage from Harlem. Through the spirit and power of the Most High, we deal with Sonetta, Garfield. A lot of good information through the spirit of the Most High. A lot of it. So yeah, we're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Let's just get right into it.
You already know what it is. I'm here. You see Guerrilla got his camp out here. He doing what he do. And peace and black power, Guerrilla. What's happening, man? What you up to, brother?
And all praise to the Most High, man. Back in the city. I ain't even been to Harlem all weekend, man. So I'm happy to be in Harlem, man. You know, I love Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just, you know, doing the work, doing this work. That's what it's about.
Yeah, man. I wish you could have met up with Brother Jabari, but he said the timing is a little off.
Okay. That would have been great. Go ahead.
So we got Brother Garfield out here. Garfield wanted to ask you some questions, and we'll see where this go from here.
All right, instead of me asking you questions, I always ask you questions, man. Why don't you tell me what you want to talk about first? All right, let me give you first dive. If you want to ask me a question,
okay,
you ask or whatever.
Man, it's so much going on. You know what? Something I want to build on is things that we build on. It's about, you know, because we have various organizations that's being built, right? You have Dagger Squad. You may have this or Hebrew, be it whatever the paradigm that brothers is forming under. Brothers have to begin to start developing various programs, man, and that's definitely something I want to build on. Is program development. Brothers have to have, you know, individuals that are raising up in different departments and creating systems for, because what else are we doing? Yeah, we talk, we teach, we debate, we do these various things, but we have to have programs, be it, you know, finances, health and wellness, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature that we need to be implemented within our organizations in order to be building as a people, you know?
Yeah, so I touched on this, and this is something that, you know, number one, of course, comes from the inspiration of the Most High through the Holy Spirit, but, you know, through, you know, the MASHARAH, YASHARAHLA, and the summits, and, you know, with the Elders Council and the Officers Council, we've dealt with, you know, those types of things. You know, it's important that we develop it. This is the next level of this. So we can, you know, we're not aiming to, you know, stay here. We understand the destruction of America is inevitable biblical prophecy. We understand this emphatically, right? But in the meantime, there are things that we can be doing and that we have the power to do for ourselves in this time. There's things that we don't need to just pawn off on the white man, etc., that we can be doing right now for ourselves, right? And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, the implementation, development of programs within respective organizations that have the manpower to sustain it. Shalom to the soldier Kashab. You know, there's a lot of programs we can develop. Brothers in SICARRI, you already know what time it is. You know, we just had a huge council on program development and how we're going to develop various programs through the spirit of the Most High. So this is important, you know. We got to understand we have power in understanding and knowing that we're Hebrew Israelites on all levels. You got people waking up to the fact that there are Hebrew Israelites coming from all different walks of life. Doctors, lawyers, seasoned business people, you know, etc., who can make contributions, who have an expertise in certain areas in the world that they can give to Israel and help build Israel through the Spirit of the Most High. Right? So let's keep going. Precept.
Yeah. I'm gonna just. I mean, the whole chapter really goes into it, but I'm gonna just get to the point. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 20. I'm just get to the point, verse 24. For our comely parts have no need, but God hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. And that's the point, us being the body of Mashiach Yahushua. We each have our various gifts that he bestowed upon us that we're supposed to utilize in assistance to not just brothers in your own particular camp, but the nation as a whole. So we got to execute that as we press toward getting out of this place.
That's right. Give me the talents and multiply them.
This is Matthew chapter 25. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability. And straightway took his journey. And he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents.
Doubled up. Went from 5 talents to 10 talents. Read.
And likewise he that received 2, he also gained another 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
See that? Well done, thou good and faithful servant. So you're going to take the gifts that the Most High gave you, and you're going to go out of your way to amplify them and to double them up. That's the objective. The Most High says that's good work to the faithful servant that does that. Not that sits around on his gifts, but offers what he has to his nation, does it on an exponential level. Read on.
His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things.
Over many things. See that? Be made ruler over many things. Read on.
Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them.
I doubled up. Read.
His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things.
Come, go ahead.
Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
Then
he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine.
See that? That's what guys are doing now. They're hiding their talents. Read on.
His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not.
There's some guys. You're a wicked and slothful servant if you're not out here trying to increase and give what you got to the nation and double up on it. You're evil, right? You have abilities. You have things that have been given to you. You're not just, everyone's good at something. Well, that something you're good at can benefit your nation, either by teaching what you are good at to somebody else, arming them with those skills, using those skills to contribute to this awakening. Not doing so is wicked. Keep going.
It says, Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents.
That's right. And what you have, if you don't multiply your talents, what you have will be taken from you and given to somebody else. And that happens to a lot of guys. Right? But that's it on that. Let's keep going.
Because if we're not doing that and all we do is, it's no different than, let's say, even a motorcycle club. They'll even do a charity event, you know what I mean, once or twice a year. Who knows what the hell they doing the rest of the year, riding around, bikes, doing whatever. But, you know, so there has to be things in place where we're making genuine contributions to the community. So we're not just like a church group that, okay, I'm going to just go into my building and we worship on Sunday and to hell with everyone that's not coming up in here. Now we got to reach out and we got to be having something to offer. So I guess we could start building there. I know me and you, we still ain't really built on the ADOS. It's not as hot as it was a few months ago. We could do it on that too. We could build on that too because there's still that xenophobia that's being built. I'm still seeing more divisiveness. It's one sister, I forget her name. I'm talking about she was doing so many videos. Listen, if he's African, if he's from the islands, if he's not even her too, but there's another one. Basically, if you're African, if you're from the islands, if you mixed, you're the enemy, period. You know what I'm saying? So things like that we want to build on too. But let's build first on program development, you know what I mean? And we could go into whatever else after that. Go ahead, King.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Peace and love. I haven't been live with Sonnet in the park for a while. I just want to say peace and love to everybody that's watching, no matter if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, agnostic, atheist, whatever you are. As long as you're for your people, I'm riding with you. All right? And by the way, man, I see my brothers here. They're representing well. And if I was ever to see any Hebrew Israelite brother from any camp being beaten by a police officer, I would go over and beyond to get involved. So I look at you guys not as Hebrew Israelites, but as my brothers. And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. All right? Not if it's Sarnetta, though. If the police beat Sarnetta, let them beat the shit out of that.
I ain't gonna lie. That was great.
He gonna get his ass whooped. Then I'm gonna step in and laugh and then pick him up after they're done with his ass. But on a serious note, though, you brought up a very good topic, and I think this is something that this is why I come at the Hebrew camps. If y'all ever watch a video of Brother Garfield, I come at the Hebrews hard. And the reason why I show so much animosity towards y'all, not because y'all not my brothers and I love y'all, is because y'all...
Look at Ariel.
I'm just looking at Ariel and not Kwame. I know the walks keep the same.
If you see my men right here, my two brothers in the white tees, man, out of Philly, man, let me tell you something. Them brothers are stone-faced killers, man.
That's right.
Opportunity that other groups don't have.
And he's exactly right, though. And I hear him harping on it. And I get calls and texts from priest Elder Kahan all the time, and he's always like, man, this dude Garfield saying this and that, man. We let them know we got these programs going on. We doing this and that. We dealing with insurance. That's the main thing that Garfield harps on is insurance, and we're gonna deal with that in a minute on this video if you ain't seen it yet. But we're doing certain things, but he do get at Israelites a lot about not utilizing the power that we have within our organizations, and it's to a degree justified. You come together, you got a congregation, you got membership, there are things that can be done. All right. And these things are not going to I'm not saying these things are going to make people filthy rich, but these things are going to be beneficial for the individuals, the members of the organization, period. Why not do it?
The first thing that goes good for your group, you're not a Christian group. So I know what you're going to do if you're a Christian. I know your limitations.
Oh, yeah. Give me that precept.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away.
See that? So we're just you can use the world, man. Use it. Why not? Use it. Don't abuse it. Period. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, because even even for example, the Apostle Paul, he used his Roman citizenship as something to aid him in one time. You see what I'm saying? So there's certain things that, of course, we're in captivity. And of course, we're put in a position where we're not, we can't do certain things that other nations can do. Absolutely. But the Most High still has a lot of the certain things that we can do, and we should be, doing them to the best of our abilities. And if, the Most High gonna cover the rest. But like the scripture said, use the world, but don't abuse the world. But that's pretty much it on that.
Come on.
But you're a Hebrew Israelite group under the paradigm of black nationalism or a pro-black stance, right? So now you have the opportunity to unite everybody in this camp right now. Say, for example, you got 1,000, 2,000 members, right? I know you probably got more. I don't really care about that. But if you got 1,000 members and each member got their credit fixed, because sometimes we shun economics because you believe in the Most High, right? So we shun economics and said.
And he's right. Sometimes people do shun economics due to we believe in the Most High. But the Most High never told nobody to shun economics. He never told Abraham to shun economics. He blessed Abraham economically. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, give me Proverbs 31. Even the very definition of a Proverbs 31 woman of the virtuous and the standard of a wife and what every woman should be striving to be, which is described rather in the book of Proverbs 31. It's a woman who is industrious and a woman who deals with economics, a woman who is an entrepreneur. See what I'm saying? A woman who contributes financially to her household in partnership with her husband. So what does that let you know? That we are an industrious, entrepreneurial people. Period. So yes, we believe in the Most High, and if we believe in the Most High, we believe that He's going to bless our ventures. Not just, we're not engaging in ventures, and we just want to work minimum wage forever. We should seek to advance at least to some degree, not prosper and become filthy, rotten rich. Let's not get that twisted. That's not our ideology. But you need money to live. The Bible say money. Give me money as a defense. Matter of fact, too. Yeah, give me that too, because there's no reason to shun economics, and Israel has done it. Like me, for the longest, before I started my clothing line, for the longest, I just did not want to deal with having a business in Israel. I just didn't even want to deal with it because I didn't want to have to deal with the criticism of, oh, you're just in Israel to get money and blah. I mean, I was in Israel a decade before I start selling anything in Israel. You know what I'm saying? So that's certainly not what it's about. But we do have a niche. The niche here is that we have a community of like-minded individuals. So a niche market is one of the best things to get into as an entrepreneur. It's just a fact. Marketing things to this niche group of people that is the Israelites, that is not, that is big, but it's not too big. And it's very particular, and having particular merchandise targeted toward this particular demographic can be good, right? We got to know these things. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stupid about it. Right, but go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
Wisdom is a defense. That's the principal thing. That's what we're getting. So wisdom is the principal thing. With all I get and get understanding. So these are the principal things we're doing. But money is a defense too. Have a little bit of that if you can. That there's an economic survey that was done, and it says the average American cannot afford an emergency over $400. That's serious, right? What if you can do something a little extra, and instead of having $400 saved, that you have $5? You know what I mean? Not get filthy rich, but just have something extra, a few more coins in your pocket for an emergency comes up. If a bill is too high, right? I got a goddamn electric bill today. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And what in the hell is this? But unexpected things like that, they occur. Right.
Side will guide us and so forth. So instead of we sitting down like Christians, we need to be action jacks and Hebrews and make sure that whatever we're doing.
Good precept, Anakahan, which was Luke 16:8-9. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. And I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fail, they may receive you in the everlasting habitations. So these people that's in the world, you deal with them, at least on a financial level. So if you slip up, hey, they can, help you out. You know what I'm saying? Help you with different ways, to get what you need as far as on an economic level. Period. All right. Or you could just have the bumite mentality. I just want to be, and again, we still going to be struggling. Don't get me wrong, because we in the society and the setup, you're going to struggle. But there's things that you can do to lighten the load at least a little bit, period. And that's all we saying. You know what I'm saying? So, and us having this very unique, broad community that we have as Hebrew Israelites, regardless of ideology, we have a very unique opportunities economically. Period. Right? I just put a clothing line. If I just put a regular clothing line out, right? I'm one of 1 million clothing lines, right? In this big old world. that 1 million niggas is selling clothes in, right? Or I could be within Israel selling clothing that is targeted to the interests of the people in this community. That puts me at a better advantage than just a nigga who's just selling clothes. Because it's 1 million niggas with 1 million clothing lines in the air. See what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
For ourselves, we do it also for our brothers. So I deal with credit. I deal with economics. So if all the brothers here got their credit fixed, and they decided they wanted to build their credit.
Exactly. Everybody getting their credit fixed is key. You know what I'm saying? That's something that myself and a lot of brothers in the SICARRI are doing. And it's really not all that difficult, to be honest. There's certain steps that can be made towards that direction. It's just us as blacks and Hispanics, we just don't know these things. We're never given this information. So, but this is definitely something that we building amongst the SICARRI as an organization, building credit. And it all really goes back to starting with when we had the brother Q Butter come through, probably like 2 years ago. He came through the San Diego class, and he went and taught us a whole thing on how to repair credit free of charge. He's showing you this is what you really do. You call in, you dispute things. You know what I mean? I know somebody who got a repo removed off their credit. Brother in the camp got a repo removed off their credit. My mother, she was working in the credit program. She also was giving me a lot of tips on how to rebuild credit. So she got a gang of stuff off her credit most recently. And some stuff passes over time. I know Deacon Akai just got some stuff off. So, it's things that you can do, and it's really not all that difficult. Just a little legwork need to be done 9 times out of 10. But a lot of us just never know this. So we have to educate ourselves as to this. Right? The Most High said, don't be ignorant. What is that? Don't be ignorant of anything? There you go. Let's get that. These things can be ultimately beneficial, especially when we're taking this truth to the next level. We traveling. We're investing more in this truth, investing more in these ministries so we can get this word out on a broader scale. So we need to know these things. Go ahead, get that.
SICARRI 5:15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
That's right. Don't be ignorant of it. We got to know about this stuff. We got to utilize this stuff to our advantage by Hashem Yahushua. Period.
They decided, hey, I want to get some funding together. You know what? You want to build an actual temple here in New York. And you say, you know what? I got 100 brothers here in New York. Let's build their credit. Let's clean their credit, build their credit, get $150,000 each. Garfield, you know how to get funding. Let's get this money. We get that money, we pool it together. 100 people times 150,000 is $15 million. Imagine.
That's huge, right? Now, like he said, 15 million. That's the high side. We're not looking for 15 M's. You see what I'm saying? We're not looking for 15 M's. Think about what's 1% of that?
1% of 15 million?
Well, 150,000?
Yes, 150,000.
150,000, right? Imagine 150,000. You got 100 brothers. That's a little over $1,000 per individual, right? And acquiring land, acquiring a building, acquiring all kind of things. There's a lot of things you could get for $150,000. Now, and that's not going in one person's pocket. That's going into something that's going to benefit the whole organization or going to benefit the whole nation. See what I'm saying? So these things got to be understood, man. There's power in us coming together, right? Scriptures speak all the time. Israel came together as one man. How many times that happened in the Bible? We came together as one man. So imagine a camp. I don't see Israel coming together as one man right now. I don't see it. That's what Yahushua is for. But us as camps and our own personal congregations and congregations that are in unity with one another can come together as one man for an economic purpose. Then what? Then there's power in that together. Then we can make something happen. What are we going to make? Are we going to make the freedom of blacks and Latinos happen? No. But what we can do is do something that's going to be beneficial for us in this captivity for our edification, for our sustenance, etc. Right? You got something?
Yeah, and even you see that in the an example of this all throughout the scriptures, but specifically the two instances I'm thinking of is Acts, early in the book of Acts, about how they came and laid money at the disciples' feet, and they spread that amongst the brothers and sisters equally. But also, when I was thinking of, and I think this is a better example, when Paul was making his his journeys, and he was traveling. I believe it was the church at Macedonia that was providing everything for Paul. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He was cursing them out because he said Macedonia. They done looked out for me so much. I don't even need y'all niggas help. But y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves for not helping.
But Khan, and basically the point in me bringing that out is this that the brother was bringing out. This money isn't going to go to. This isn't Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, or Eddie Long and things of that nature. That's going to be money that's used to. Hey brothers, if brothers and sisters that's listening that be typing on the comment board, when are y'all gonna come to this place? When are y'all gonna go to that place? Well, that type of money would allow us to go to these various places and get the word out and teach our people. So that's what type of stuff we're thinking about is getting out of America, getting out of captivity. And one thing that's going to enable us to do so is, assistance from not just our own camp, but brothers all throughout. We all got to come together and help each other in certain matters.
That's damn right. Right, so
Guerrilla Hebrew was the architect behind $15 million.
also, like the brother in there's a brother in Detroit that just died, man. You seen that?
Yeah, I see that.
Right.
So
So that what happens? His family got to do a GoFundMe for the That's another thing. Priest Kahan always talks about this, like the importance of getting life insurance. Again, we're gonna talk about it in this video, but the importance of life insurance. You don't know, the Most High can call any one of us at any time. It's unfortunate that a GoFundMe be having to get done for our people, but we don't be having life insurance. We have the SICARRI brothers, the two brothers that are in our camp. They recently lost their mother and their two sisters, man. And it's like, life insurance is there to protect these, to not protect these types of things from happening, but to be there and have the money that we don't have to do fundraisers and we don't have to do GoFundMes. You see what I'm saying? So this is something else our people got to be mindful of and look into.
What would be happening for everybody right now? That means y'all could invest in real estate. Y'all could invest in tax liens.
Exactly. We can invest in things also, right? An organization comes together, pools their money, then all of a sudden we have a business that we all collectively as an organization own, or we have a property that we collectively as an organization own. That's serious.
You can't even lose money with tax liens. And for those who don't know what tax liens are, if you got taxes on your house, say you owe like $9,000, the brother here could go to the auction, and whoever bid the lowest interest rate wins the auction, wins. But the trick is with tax liens, you don't bid on the day when they have the tax liens. You go the day after to the clerk office for the ones that nobody gonna be bidding on. So in California, it might be 18%. In New Jersey and New York, it might be 21%. So you could go to the clerk's office after and say, hey, I want that property and get 21%, and you can't lose your money. And that's something people need to know. With tax liens, you can't lose money. It's impossible. So you could raise money through economics, and that's something that I push. I got my 100-man team that I'm pushing nationwide right now, and the purpose of it is for us to build a base. Because one of the disappointments is that you're living in America under the paradigm, right? And you said that a lot of the prophecies relate to America. I gotta respect that. That's your opinion, that's your belief. But on the other hand, I noticed the Israelites, I gotta take a quick shot at you. They're not trying to fight to go back to Israel. I don't know why. That's where God gave you. We're
gonna talk about that on here too.
To go there. So it might look like a shot, but logically, a lot of people, that's one of the questions that people said to ask you anyway. Why are we fighting to be here if you're Israelites and not trying to fight to go back there? And then you could touch back on the economics.
Yeah, definitely. Well, dealing with I'll answer from a practical perspective first and foremost, right? On a practical perspective, they're not letting us come over there, right? If you're a so-called black or Hispanic man and you're not coming on a Christian vacation to Israel, there's a list of 100 questions that's going to be asked you. There are brothers who have repatriated to Israel, but they've had to go through a lot. And it's been over 50 years that they have that relationship with the government, but they had to do that.
And like I said, testimony that I've received in regards to what the brothers at Dimona have had to go through in order to keep and maintain their citizenship as Israeli citizens, being at times surrounded by the Israeli army, with threats of them coming in and doing God knows what. They've had to go through these types of things. They also have to join the Israeli army and serve the Israeli army for at least 2 years as citizens. This is a requirement. So these are the type of things that you would have to do in order to be an Israeli citizen. And again, it's very hard to become an Israeli citizen. Right? You have precept?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton, but Luke 21 and 24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
So it's the time of the Gentiles right now. So that's theirs for right now, until the return of Yahushua. Right? But watch this.
We can go there, we can visit them, we can drop their names even. You know what I mean? If you ever have trouble, you can drop names, and they can come get you out of trouble. But what you cannot do is you can't stay there. You get your visa, you're allowed to stay there during the time of that visa. You can visit a few times a year or whatever. But as far as living there, because I know a lot of brothers who have looked into living there, right? And they can't. So certain brothers, they've gone and started to move into neighboring countries like Lebanon, Egypt, things of that nature. Why? Because technically, if you look at the biblical boundaries of Israel, it's not even the current political boundary of Israel. So technically, you could say modern day Lebanon is a part of what is biblical and ancient Israel, right? But it's a lot going on there. On a political level, and you know, even the Ethiopians, they trying to kick out anybody who's black, anybody really who's not a Jewish Israeli, really an Eastern European convert. You're gonna get held attempted to move there. You know that I found out that it's a 125-year sentence if you throw a rock in the country of Israel, right? Why? Because the Palestinians are always throwing rocks at the Israelis. So if you get caught throwing a rock, it's 125 years in Israeli prison, and it's non-negotiable. So,
in them Israeli prisons, they don't even got floors. It's dirt in there.
The political landscape there is not conducive, right? So that's the practical answer. The spiritual answer is that we believe that it's after Israel is brought together collectively by the Messiah, that's when we're going to go back and plant the flag there and on a conquest, right? Basically saying we back, you know, etc. So those are the reasons. Our people predominantly are throughout the Americas, North, Central, and South America, elsewhere as well, West Africa. So what we focus on building that bridge to Israel and making sure we have that connection with our brothers who have been able to pull that off, right? But also, we're looking for our brothers in the diaspora to build those bridges. So brothers have those international connections. Like I was based in San Diego for many years, we got to make sure we have that connection across the border. Because people forget that wall building, if they do erect the wall, not only do they want to keep people out, they also want to keep people in. You see what I'm saying? So we have to have that relationship on the other side of the border. We have to have a relationship with the islands, etc.
And it's imperative that we bridge these, like I said, bridge these gaps with our people in different countries. Right? Because a lot of people in America are... America's not just the center. America's not just the center of their universe. America is the whole universe to some people. It's everything. Babylon is everything to some people. It's the only thing to some people. Right? You wouldn't know how many Israelites are outside of America. Practicing Israelites. Chile, Ecuador, Guatemala, Panama, Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Haiti. You see what I'm saying? All over them places. You have Hebrew Israelites in the truth, the Bahamas. Hebrew Israelites in the truth. Europe, Africa, Asia. Hebrew Israelites in the truth. But all you can think about is America. No, you should be bridging those gaps. Bridging those gaps, man. So we be scattered to the four corners of the earth.
Our people are, and we can pool our resources. You see what I'm saying? So America is where a lot of us are, and
again, in pooling our resources too. If you have a commercial relationship with brothers, even if somebody's not in the truth, but you have a business relationship with a brother that's outside of this country, across a border, across a sea, etc., that's also beneficial for you as well. To have these relationships, man. To be on an international level. A lot of y'all too stuck on Babylon all day. Precept?
Yeah, this is
Was Paul just sitting in one place?
yeah, that's
He's
what I'm getting
traveling
right now.
all over the place, man. All different countries. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 1 verse 14. I am a debtor both to the Greeks and to the barbarians, both to the wise and to the unwise. And when you look at this context, he's not this. Of course, you know, brothers and sisters that's listening, y'all know it's not literally Greeks, literally barbarians, but he's saying, and he clarifies, to the wise and unwise, because the
Greeks are known for their
Exactly,
philosophy,
exactly.
right? And then the barbarians are known for being barbarous.
Yeah, barbaric. And so basically what he's saying is he doesn't just go to countries that, you know, are looked at as wise people dwelling therein. Like, for example, modern day will compare to America. He's not just going to go to America. He's not going to just go to the United Kingdom. He's not going to just go to all these, you know, first world countries in a sense. He's going to go to Guatemala. He's going to go to Panama. He's going to go to Haiti. He's going to go all over the place because that's where our people are. And that's where our people were back then as well.
That's right.
To have infrastructure here in America, support ourselves in America, but then we also need to be able to, okay, Israel here, we got brothers in Africa here, we got brothers in the islands, brothers in Latin America, hell, it's brothers in Asia, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, people make, hey, quiet as it's kept. It's a whole Nigerian community in China, man. Chinese want them niggas out. They learning how to do different technological, they want them niggas out, but it's good to make sure that those gaps are bridged, and like you said, we have to take advantage of what we have a very interesting dynamic working for us. You know, and that's something like, even when you were talking about the insurance thing, you know, I got an elder Kahani, been in insurance for over 20 years. We got younger brothers that are getting into insurance, and we're making sure that brothers get insured, brothers have life insurance, brothers have health, all those various things, because those are important, and they economically can help as well. You got that precept I was looking for? All right, go ahead real quick. And that's all based upon this verse in the Bible.
Because everything go back to when we say everything is in a book, you got brothers who will say everything is in a book, but then limit everything. But I thought it was everything. And you're right, it is everything. It all can correspond to a verse. That's how beautiful, when we give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua for giving us Bible. To know that no matter what we're dealing with and what's going on, everything corresponds at least back to one. There's one precept that it'll correspond with. That's why the Most High said, knowledge and wisdom shall be disability of your times. And the understanding of this Bible is going to be our comfort through the Holy Spirit. Why? It's very simple, because everything goes back to this Bible, right? So watch this. You got a point?
I mean, just a minute point. Like, when we say everything, it's like, when you break it down, you can, to its lowest denominator, you can find and tie everything back to the scriptures. Like, even a situation where, you know, involving modern technology, just the principle behind that situation can be applied and tied back to the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So if someone were to say, well, show me cell phones in the Bible. Well, you see what I'm saying? The principle of it you can find in the Bible. Things of that nature. That's is what we're saying. But that's all I have to say on that.
Things, but we ignore there's a lot of economical instructions. The Jewish man didn't just become rich out of nowhere. He got ideas from somewhere, right? And that's what he followed the Torah. So read it. Exactly.
And the whole concept of group economics that has built the Jewish man into the unchallenged economic powerhouse that he is today is from Scripture. The Scriptures that encourage doing business with other Israelites before going outside of that nation and making sure that nation is built and fed and cared for and nourished on every level. That principle comes from the Torah, and that's what they've utilized to build themselves. Why are we doing that?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 22. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children.
See that? A good man to his what?
To his children's children.
A good man leaving an inheritance to his children's children. Brothers is dying without life insurance. You see what I'm saying? And now your kids ain't got nothing. Their kids ain't got, and a lot of us wake up and, you know what I mean, we in that boat to where, man, you know, grandpa's gone, pops is gone now, and what in the hell do we have to show for it? You know what I'm saying? Now we got to work and we got to make sure, okay, we wising up. So now we got to make sure our kids are not in the same disposition, because we don't know when the time, we believe in a miraculous, divine intervention and salvation, but I can't give you a timestamp. See, brothers, that we learn from the past mistakes of the elders. There was something called the Y2K prophecy, right? That's when guys start feeling themselves too much. They felt like it was Babe Ruth. They want to call the shot. 2000, we out of here, right? Nigga, it's 2019. So we're not going to put all our money on no one date, right? When we went into the Babylonian captivity, or when Israel went into the Babylonian captivity, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Jeremiah. He said, build houses, plant vineyards, make marriages, have children, right?
That's the key thing. Matter of fact, can you get that from me, Jeremiah 29?
Yeah, I know.
We can't act like that scripture's not right there, man. That's instruction from the Most High. That was in ancient Babylon. We're in spiritual Babylon now. Same principle applies, right?
See, am I missing that page? Hope not.
God, I got you right here.
This Bible, man. Okay. Jeremiah 29, 28. For therefore he sent unto us in Babylon, saying, this captivity is long.
Have we not been here for a while? This captivity is long. Read.
Build ye houses and dwell in them.
That's right. Get a house. Right, Reid?
And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Plant a garden and eat a fruit. This day is the equivalent to, in principle, having a business. Eat of that business, Reid.
That's on that.
Right? It'll keep going to take you wives.
That might be a little early in the chapter. Hold on.
Might be before.
No, I can't. I don't think it's this one.
It's right there,
that's
man.
The one. It might be a little earlier. Okay, sorry. I'm going to start earlier. Yeah. Jeremiah 29, I should start at verse 5. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives and beget sons and daughters.
See that? Make marriages, have children, build families in this captivity. This is what we're instructed to do by Yahweh. Read.
It says, for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there and not diminished.
Yeah, we got to be increased population-wise, and we got to provide for ourselves. We can't rely on this devil for everything. It's clear.
You don't know when Babylon is going down, right? Now that was just a short-term thing, right? Babylon, Israel being in captivity of Babylon was short-term. But if we look at it now, we've been here for a while. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be building, starting with that family structure. That's something that the elders have been emphasizing, is making sure that we are building strong families, whether they're monogamous, polygynous, whatever they're going to be. Make sure that family union is strong.
That right there starts with that strong family. The day before we did this, we had a gender reveal and a union announce event at the House of David in Brooklyn through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, myself and my wife, and the elder Barak was emphasizing how much, how great it was that I was doing the right thing in having a family, etc. This is what we're supposed to be building, these types of things, because a strong nation starts with the foundation of strong men, right, which trickles down to a strong woman. That strong man and woman get together, or strong man and women get together, they procreate, they make babies, they have strong children that they raise up into strong men and women, and then you multiply that, and that becomes what? A nation. Right? So go ahead.
I'll hold it.
Okay.
Them kids are being brought up, and make sure those kids, if anything would happen, because anything can happen. We don't know when it's going to happen, right? So make sure, if peradventure, most High forbid, something occur to you, that the children is all right, man.
Exactly. Because some brothers are going to be martyrs. Some brothers are going to get their ticket punched earlier than others, etc. So life insurance is something that's needed.
Saying, and also understanding the different types of insurances, understanding what you can take out of cash value on if need be, right? Because we don't know, and the white man know. I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy, right? My father, after him and my mother divorced, he got with another white woman. Right before they broke up, that this white woman took out the cash value on my life insurance policy, my Gerber life that they got when I was a baby. She took all of that. My grandmother had, my father didn't have the nerve. My grandmother had to tell me, she took out your cash value. But see, a lot of us, we don't even know how that happens. I'm like, yo, wait a minute. There's been a life insurance policy on me all these years, and I needed something I couldn't go get from it. You see what I'm saying? But why couldn't I get from it? I had no idea. I had no idea you can.
We're totally uneducated to these things. That there's life insurance that if somebody pays it for X amount of, there's certain life insurance policies that if somebody pays it for X amount of years, you can go and say, I need to get $10,000 out of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
I have
a similar testimony.
a rather similar situation where I'm not gonna go into detail too much.
Too many deets.
Right. But
Oh, shalom to the brother I rap by Yab, Do the Knowledge Radio. Shalom. Go ahead.
I had my grandma had my insurance stacked up from when I don't know if it was a Gerber Life program. It very well could have been.
Yeah, that Gerber Life is popular.
It was something. I know it was something. And one of my family members came and it took all that.
Wow.
Drained it all. Like that account don't even exist anymore. I don't even think that account got shut the hell down.
See what I'm saying? Just draining it. But why? But we don't know. Now, if you needed some money, you won't even know that you can even go get this. Like, this money's not even real to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Know where that account was even existed. You know what I'm saying?
And then you come to find out your life insurance has been to somebody. There's a bill for your life.
Right.
That somebody went and took all the money from.
How? Yeah, that's why we.
That's insane.
That's satanic, man. that shouldn't be allowed in the world,
in a place, in a society, in a people.
You know.
You know what I'm saying? Eileen Randall, and that's good because you can put life insurance policies on people. You can just go get a life insurance policy put on somebody. You see what I'm saying? Like, that stuff is crazy. We don't know nothing about none of this. Then, like the sister Sabrina's talking about, then what about health? These are all stuff that we need to know about, man.
Jake don't know.
And we don't know nothing about. Listen, we don't know. Hey, excuse my language. I'm gonna warn y'all ahead of time, but we don't know shit about shit sometimes, man.
And then worse is you got a bunch of pseudos that sound like they know what they're talking about, but in fact they don't.
Exactly.
Like you got. I can't remember what the nigga's name is. The little short brother. He be talking about health and stuff and how you got not. I don't know what his name is, man.
Who? What he be talking about?
Man, he be talking about like you can't eat certain foods. Which you can't eat certain foods. But he talking about like brothers, y'all not supposed to be eating no strawberries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. You have a nigga that'll tell you that. See, what you don't understand is the truth is.
Yeah,
the blueberry.
That's his name.
What?
He's about to.
Who?
It's a brother. On.
Yada?
Yeah.
That's that dude.
Come on.
What in the hell? Listen, nigga, he's talking, hey, listen, brother. See the blackberry.
I don't know if he said you're supposed to not eat strawberries, but I'm just saying stuff.
That's an
like
example.
that.
That's an example.
Stuff like that.
You meet a nigga that go to a breakdown if you see, brother. See, the blackberry is really to bury the black man, brother.
Right.
That's why you can't eat the fruit of the blackberry.
And what color is the juice that comes from the blackberry? It's like a red. That's the blood of our ancestors, brother. They feeding you your people.
Yo, hey, look, but a nigga will do that though. A nigga will do that. That's a good point, Eileen Randall. But they know they set all this stuff up, and then we live in their setup, and we're not educated to how they have things set up and how it's not how the white man exists and how he has his society. You know, it's all based upon trickery. It's based upon paperwork. It's based upon schemes, both legal and illegal. So it's important that you educate yourself on legal stuff, on gray area stuff, and you take advantage, because that's all he's doing, right? He's bigger than Nino Brown, I know.
You see what I'm saying? So it's important, and then she stopped paying his life insurance, so it lapsed. You see what I'm saying? So he had to get a new one. But
yeah, and it's, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Our people, man. So just to give it a little bit of insight on my family, right? My grandmother has always been like the bookkeeper for my father, right? Always was the bookkeeper. when taxes come, bills, etc. You know, she would make sure, you know, she was an authorized user on his bank account. So she would make sure the money, well, of course, he would make sure the money went in the bank, and then she would make sure that the bills got paid, right? That's a cold point, Yakana. She would make sure the bills got paid. Life insurance, you know, all the bills. She would make sure they got paid, right? So he got with the new white woman I was talking about, the one that took out my cash value. She took over all the bills. My grandmother knew this wasn't a good idea, but she didn't protest to this. You know, her son, my father's a grown man. That's what he want to do. He with this new woman. All right, cool. Do what you want to do. Boom. So, but she was making sure the bills got paid. So then after that, the white girl making sure the bills get paid. She leave. Postboy, Yabashim Yahshua Brakatah Watwa. Is it lawful to wear zeets on the waistband of your pants? Yes, that's lawful. That's lawful. So yeah, she started paying it, but then they split. She take out my cash value. She stopped paying his life insurance bill. His life insurance lapsed. So now he's in the dark in regards to what? I gotta fix his life insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? And that shouldn't happen. But our people are uneducated as to some of these things, man. We know a lot about other stuff, or know a lot about our respective professions, you know, but how much do we know about other things that are going to help ensure us our livelihood and the livelihood of our families? These are important things that we can educate ourselves on and that we need to start, right?
We know about that. We don't know about that. So it's important that this is a part of our curriculum and what we're learning. You see what I'm saying? We're learning spiritual instruction, morality, things of that nature, but we also have to learn how to survive, how to live, because these people, they got a really far head start on us, man, you know, and we can begin to make headway if we know about these various things and programs, you know. But go ahead, King.
All right. No, go ahead. Next topic. I ain't got...
oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. So the ADOS thing, man. Okay. So what's new with the ADOS right now?
Because just to give y'all some background, Garfield has been like my he's my go-to guy when it deals with the ADOS, which those of y'all who aren't familiar is the American Descendants of Slaves movement, which is for those of us who are Hebrew Israelites, basically the new movement amongst the tribe of Judah, as they push to get reparations on a political level. Now the thing about that is this. The issue that he and I linked up on and had with the movement is you have members of the movement that are employing what's called, you see the Warriors, you know, and that was just a few. That was just the brothers that was left. That's really just Philly, Florida. Well, we got Philly, we got Florida, we got Chicago, we got San Diego, and we got Dallas. Yeah, we got a few towns there, but yeah, that's a few of the Warriors, the Spirit and Power of the Most High. But yeah, so certain people of the ADOS movement were taking an anti-Caribbean brother, anti-West African brother, anti-Latino, and even anti-Native American rhetoric. And that was the issue, especially that he and I had, being that he's Jamaican and I'm Haitian. The issue that we was having was this we don't have a problem. We understand that we're not a part of this conversation because our ancestors served slavery in different parts of the Americas versus the brothers from the tribe of Judah. So we understand that. But then when you had certain brothers from the tribe of Judah that was coming with the same rhetoric that Trump and the white man used against the Mexican, talking about, oh yeah, these Jamaican immigrants and these Haitian immigrants and these West African immigrants are coming here and they're taking our jobs and they're trying to effectively replace us, etc. That's where the problems start. You see what I'm saying? Right there. That's where the problems start. And that's where myself and Garfield was taking offense to it. So that's why I asked him about it, because I know he is abreast as to what's going on with the ADOS thing, right? But I want to show y'all something real quick, because this is, I mentioned it earlier about a woman making videos saying basically, if you're from the islands, if you're from West Africa, if you're mixed, you're the enemy. Either of those three, you could be full black from West Africa, full black from the islands, you're the enemy. Or if you are anything and half not, basically if both of your parents are not black Americans, or what we would understand is from the tribe of Judah, you are the enemy. This is what the woman was propagating. right? So I want to try to find this. Watch this.
So according to that logic, wouldn't Malcolm X be the enemy?
Malcolm X would be. Where's Malcolm X?
Malcolm X's mother is half white.
That might not be the enemy, according to her. I have a feeling that wouldn't be the enemy. But there'll be a lot of Marcus Garvey's the enemy though. You see what I'm saying? Who else is?
Tucson Louverture is the enemy.
Of course. But no, he's not the enemy because he didn't come to America. She's talking about the ones that's coming into America.
Okay.
Which would be, again, who would I just say? Marcus Garvey would be the enemy. A lot of guys would be the enemy. Believe it or not. Hold on. I'm trying to find her. I'm trying to find. Because I'm trying to remember how I found her video. This is Pretty God's original.
Because are we going to say the purpose of life is to become a basketball?
Hold on, where is this video? It's the re-up. You know what? I know how to find that. Where is it at? Where is it at? Damn, man. Look at this video. Wow. Hold on, Salakia. I need to find this video because I need to find this girl's channel, man. I had unsubbed her. Where in the hell? There's so many polite scam videos, man. It's hard to narrow it down. Where the hell is this girl? Yeah, I don't know, I'm losing hope. I'm losing hope in finding this. I think it's good. Maybe I shouldn't be giving her any light. But I just want to show people the type of stuff that she's saying. It's a re-up of this. Where is she at? My apologies, y'all. I just really want to find this damn video. Alright, I'm about to give up. To hell with it. Oh, watch this. Damn, that didn't work. She did a whole video on this. Man, I ain't gonna lie, the Nipsey Hussle damn algorithm is just flooded, man. You can't even do it. You can't look for anything on this algorithm. Where is this girl at? Alright, I'm about to quit, y'all. Alright, well, yeah, whatever. The hell with it, man. I can't find it. That's the Lord, so I ain't gonna fight with him. But yeah, so basically this broad, she's going on saying that, and that's certain people who are of the, certain people in that movement were just, implying hella just anti, like, listen, if you're not full-blooded black American, you island niggas, to hell with y'all, and etc. All of that. So anyway, that's what I kind of connected with Garfield on. So like I said, he's like my go-to on the latest goings on with the ADOS movement.
Well, the good news is that Sheila Jackson Lee got over 100 co-sponsors, so now we have the potential to actually have a vote for the first time in the history of America. We're going to probably more than likely have a vote on reparations in Congress. So although we're going to the same white man that enslaved us, we can't be up. We gotta be optimistic, but we can't be too optimistic.
You gotta be realistic.
Exactly. And I feel like the ADOS are going to get reparations. I feel it more now than ever. And I'm going to tell you why.
Because it made the Congress?
Yeah, but Cory Booker has over 15 sponsors right now. If he gets 51 sponsors, Sarnetta, that means both houses have the potential to pass it. It's going to go on Trump's desk. Now, the issue now is, hey, okay, Trump is trying to hug up ASAP Rocky right now because he's trying to get...
How many people know what Trump said about ASAP Rocky?
He said he had a real rocky weekend. Come home ASAP.
I wanted just the nerve of him to say that. To look at the camera and go, come home ASAP.
It's a triple entendre.
It's a triple entendre, but it's like...
Rocky had a rocky weekend, so ASAP Rocky, come home ASAP as soon as possible. This guy is deep, man.
I don't know what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the support of black people.
Yeah, it's about to be re-election time. He wants that black vote. Who's he running? Do we know who he's running against? Is Bernie and Hillary?
Whoever it is going to lose.
Right. I hope they lose.
Trump 2020.
For the black people. So this could be his thing to say, hey, vote for me again because look what I'm doing for you. Obama didn't do it, but I'm going to do it.
That's real, though. Let me tell you something. If you thought niggas loved Bill Clinton, let this nigga pass. Let him pass reparations. Oh my God. They're gonna put an afro on this nigga.
You know how his infamous quote, the grab him by the you know what, that Jake is gonna
make a song about it.
Right.
You know? Now, they can give money or they cannot give money. Either way, it's not gonna be enough.
And the truth is, Obama did do something for reparations. What he did was, he actually put an apology on record. Before anybody could get reparations, the Jamaicans got $200 million the other day from a Scottish company. But before the British and them give them reparations, you gotta have an apology. That's how it works in law. Exactly. So in the Bible, you have atonement. Yeah. In atonement, if I did Guerrilla Hebrew wrong, I gotta acknowledge it that I did wrong. So before he even tried to forgive me, and then eventually I'm atoned for whatever is done, it's a process. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I have to admit that I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So with America, they had to admit that they're wrong, and Obama did that. 2009, one of the first things he did under the quiet. But now we got over 109 co-sponsors, bro. Democrats putting their jobs on the line, trying to support reparations. So we can't say it's a pipe dream anymore. Like I said in January, I got to change my rhetoric now.
Well, yeah, sometimes you got to change your rhetoric because things change. The climate changes. You know, it's possible. We'll see what happens. I feel like they're gonna find some way. They're gonna find, if they approve it, they're gonna find some way to do something, right? Because I heard they're doing tax breaks for the homosexuals now who weren't allowed to get married. That reparation. So they really don't have an excuse now to pass a reparation bill. But how are they gonna do it? Is it gonna be a tax break? Is it gonna be free education? What is it going to be? But go ahead.
Job 20:10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods.
There you go. His children are going to seek to please the poor, but your hands are really going to restore our goods and our kingdom. Right? I'm looking for a re-upload on a specific channel. That's what I was looking for.
So I got to say, it's a possibility now because guess what? It might not be cash payments that they want because everybody wants cash payments, which I think they deserve. But logically speaking, I can't see children of the slave master, this cracker, giving us saying, hey, here, niggas, here's some money, man. We did y'all wrong. I'm
with them, though. I can't see it neither. So I know damn sure the French ain't gonna give us no goddamn money. I know that.
Well, they're trying to have us. They're making us give
Well,
them money.
we've been paying their ass.
Right. How
The
crazy.
devil. I think they finally gave like a, all right, that's enough thing. I forget, like a few years ago. But, you know, I know they never finna cut us a check. Right? And it's $200 million that the Scottish company gave to Jamaican. Well, where did it go for the Jamaican? Right?
Admitting.
Now, here's my thing, too. Real quick. My man Garfield, he did something with Tariq Nasheed. And I like some of Tariq Nasheed's stuff, man. But I got a question for Tariq Nasheed. Right? I agree with what he said. But there's something that has to be analyzed here. This was... Okay, it might be something in the studios on these. Where did I just see this video at? Oh, not this one. This one, okay, this one.
All right, we're going to change focus a little bit. I got a personal question I got to ask. Down. All right.
We're talking about some real shit right here.
All right.
This is Tariq. Yeah, but no, y'all not using scapegoats, and this ain't. I'm like Tina Turner.
Right here.
Absolutely.
All right.
I love Jamaica.
But in visiting Jamaica, you have the topic. Another hot topic that we have is reparations.
Yeah.
And I'm from Jamaica, but let me just put it open up in there. You've been visiting Jamaica. You have the buck breaking movie that you're doing.
Yes.
All right, we show you a lot of love.
Absolutely.
All right,
I love Jamaica.
but for some reason, I feel like it's coming off. When it comes to the reparations argument, we don't feel the love from Tariq anymore.
What a way to put it.
I don't feel the love. I'm like, I love this dude, man. This is my dude. I cussed you out the other day on my YouTube.
Okay.
I was like, damn, Tariq, come on, man. It seems like a lot of the information, you show a lot of love to us all the time. You big up every Caribbean island.
I do.
But once this reparations issue came up, it seems like the love is like, I'm not saying that we it's not our business per se.
Right.
I understand and I respect that. But it seems like we're used as scapegoats to a lot of the arguments, man.
Even if Tariq, which I don't know, I haven't seen Tariq use this as a scapegoat, but there's a lot of ADOS rhetoric that's going around that uses Caribbean brothers as scapegoats. It's just a fact.
Come on, Tariq, man. Come
That's
on.
not true, brother.
We love you, bro.
No, yeah, but no, y'all not using scapegoats, and this ain't. I'm like Tina Turner. What's love got to do with it? We're talking about money. Yeah, well, this is a money argument, man. This ain't about no love. We're talking about money. We're talking about who's owed a specific amount of money, and people who were enslaved in the Caribbean, they have a legitimate right. Yeah, with Britain, and I'm over there championing that. If you're going to get some money from Britain, knock yourself out. When we over here trying to get our money, we can't include other people who are not eligible. That's going to muddy the waters.
Well, we're not saying, of course, you shouldn't include. We're not included in this, right? That would certainly muddy the waters. Not included, right? When they're talking about inclusion, we're talking about rhetoric that is anti and that paints us in a inappropriate light, and really is coming from somebody who's thinking entirely as a white person. That's what we're talking about. Which I haven't seen Tariq do it, but there's people in the ADOS movement who are certainly doing it.
Also, the problem that we have is when we have people from other cultures coming over telling us what we ain't supposed to damn get. Right. That's a problem.
Certainly.
So we're correct in letting people know in this conversation, you don't need to be in it. So there's nothing wrong with that, because over in Jamaica, they don't let you get in their business at all. Because I was just over there, and some brothers was over there saying some shit they weren't supposed to say, and they got checked immediately by the Jamaican brothers. Right. So we're going to have the same attitude when it comes to certain business endeavors. Certain groups shouldn't be into a conversation that doesn't really pertain to them.
I'm with you, right? Now, I'm with them. Can we understand this, Hazard? Oh, I understand this. But here's now my question. Who told you can make a movie about the Haitian Revolution? That's a conversation that doesn't pertain to you. That's business that doesn't pertain to you. Yet here you went ahead and cashed in on that. I, as a Haitian, watching that movie, it was cool. Don't get me wrong. Here's the but. There was not nearly enough Haitian representation on that movie. How many Haitians he had contributing to that movie as far as speaking? 3? 3? The main people talking on there was him.
The one on the belt.
Yeah, you know the one, right? And James Smalls, I think.
You had, I think, a sister.
Yeah, but there was like 2-3 Haitians on there. Where were the Haitians? All the cutscenes that you did, were they shot in Haiti? Were those Haitian actors? How many Haitians profited from the Haitian Revolution movie that you did? I'm with you. We are not a part of the tribe of Judah or the African American man's conversation and plea to the United States government and the various United States corporations for reparations. You're right. I totally agree. We shouldn't be in that conversation. But you sure as hell they're gonna make a movie about the Haitian Revolution. Clef ain't make it. Praz ain't make it. All the great Haitian filmmakers ain't make it, and Haitian actors didn't make it. You made it, right? Why did you make it? How much Haitian money went to the Haitian story? And truthfully, I didn't like the narrative that was told from, because it was told from, to a degree, a false narrative. Because there is this overwhelmingly African spirituality theme that was used in that movie, and in truth, it just wasn't the facts of what was going on. All the leaders of the Haitian Revolution, all the Haitian leaders, be it governor, from the emperor to governor general, were staunch Roman Catholics. So it's pushed as if everyone was doing voodoo. When the leadership, the key figures, the ones that everybody knows and that are immortalized in the annals of time, were Catholics and were truthfully against the usage of voodoo. And I'm not saying this to put a narrative. I'm saying this because it's a fact. I'm against the Roman Catholic Church. I feel like the Roman Catholic Church has so much to pay for the indoctrination of the Haitian people, the indoctrination of myself, right? But the facts are, those men were Catholics. Did not a Catholic archbishop come to Haiti to christen and to do a ceremony to elect the emperor, to elect the king that came after John was the emperor was double crossed? It wasn't all this African spirituality. It was niggas was Roman Catholic, bro. It's just a fact. Now, there was people that did voodoo, but I'm talking about the leadership. No, they weren't doing voodoo. They were overwhelmingly in opposition to the utilization of voodoo. Right? And again, they weren't even calling it this African spirituality and this and that. You know what I mean? Voodoo is, at the end of the day, it comes from the Bible. That's where it comes from. But I just wanted to say that, and I want to just pose that question because I think it's a fair question. Now, again, I'm not disagreeing with what Tariq is saying, but I believe it's a fair question. It's about money and people belonging in conversations about money that pertains to them, yet you did a movie and you involved yourself in a conversation and with a history that didn't pertain to you, and you got paid off it. Again, how many Haitians got paid off it? Back to this, though.
If anything would have happened, because of this slave master, this cracker, giving us saying, hey, here, niggas, here's some money, man. We did y'all wrong. That's them admitting internally that they're wrong. And I don't see white folks ever doing that.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't know is that when you look into history, like, for example, France, right? You had Andre Pichon in Haiti. He agreed that we owe France money because of how much they lost. Mind you, he's the child of the slave master, right? That's Master's son. He agreed, so he put us in debt over 100 million francs to them, right? Then you had
The hell is going on? Right, but like I'm going into, basically because of that agreement and we go into debt to the French now, how do we look asking the French for reparations when a Haitian, even though of course he's an Edomite, when a Haitian, quote unquote, has already acknowledged fault on behalf of the Haitians? That's like if you get in a car accident, you acknowledge fault in the car accident, you asking for payment from the individual who you have already acknowledged fault against. From a legal standpoint, you can't do that. You just can't. It don't work. You know? That's a fact. What is going on, man?
I'm trying to refresh it.
Oh, sorry, man. It's getting late, so we're going to wrap this up. I don't know what's going on. So we just... All praise to Shalom.